Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. So today's video, I am going to show you how to make your own first aid kit. There are several ways that you can actually make this. I have seen people buy little empty boxes in some of the shops, which you could basically put everything in and keep that little box in your purse at all times. I am more someone who works with little bags because I'm a bag girl and I have loads of them. So personally, I have this little one, which is always in my purse. And I'm going to show you the items that I feel are very beneficial for you to always have at hand with our oils. So the first one that I am going to show you is one that is very easy to get. We have these beautiful samples from our toothpaste. Now, no matter where you go, you never know when you're going to get to a point where perhaps you're just going to need something to freshen up your mouth, or you might be somewhere overnight and having those two samples might literally be the best thing ever happened to you when you realize that you don't really want to travel heavy with a large toothpaste. So we're going to put these in our little bag. Very easy, they fit in very nicely. I'm sure some of you now will know what I'm going to be coming next with. These deep blue rub samples can also be purchased from doTERRA. I think they are about €6 for a pack of 10. So they could go really a long time. These also are ones that I sometimes hand out to people when I'm somewhere and I notice someone is struggling with a backache, or perhaps they have areas where they could do with some support for their muscles and their joints. If I have one of these in my little bags, then I can always help someone as well. And the same goes with the toothpaste. The toothpaste samples, I think, come in a pack of 10. And again, they're around €7. So it's not that the initial purchase that you're doing, you're going to use all of them. They're just going to be handy to have around. So these ones are going back in my little bag as well. The next thing I really find, so we're looking at the things besides the oils for the time being. In a minute, I'm going to go into the oils that I feel that everybody should always have in their purse for any potential situations arising. But I'm first showing you the fun, yummy, good things that you would have. So the next thing that I always have or carry with me are these On Guard drops. They are purchased in the On Guard bag. I think there's 30 that come in a bag, and the bag's around 10 or 12 euros. But these are brilliant alternatives to use when you perhaps are struggling with a sore throat, or perhaps just need some refreshing in your mouth, or perhaps you have an irritation in your mouth, and the clove in this drop will actually help you tremendously kind of fight that without you having to get your clove oil or your cinnamon oil out. So these are very, very handy to have. And to be honest, I quite often just grab one of these just as like a sweet when it's the middle of the day and I need something sweet and I really don't want to be touching that chocolate cake or anything like that, then this is actually a nice one as well. The other ones that are going in there, so we're just nicely filling our little bag with bits and pieces. The other ones are our Breathe drops. So besides the On Guard drops, we also have our Breathe drops. So they would be tremendously beneficial for anything trying to clear your airways. Also very helpful for sore throat, but I would do it more if you are snotty, if you are, maybe congested, then these ones would be really good. So we're doing this nicely. We're filling it up. The next thing I find very good to have at hand are our On Guard beadlets. So these are little pearls, and I will show you. They have them in peppermint as well, and I really feel that having both of those, both the On Guard and the peppermint in your bag, they last forever, because I think I probably have had this one I would probably say for almost like 6-7 months. They come with 125 pearls. They do sometimes stick together, so you have to kind of get them out. Oh, there it is. And so what it is, I'm going to try and show you from up close. They are tiny pearls. Can you see them? And they have 1/4 of a drop of On Guard in them. So what I like to use them for is, if, again, similar to the drops that we had just now, if you just need to give your mouth a little bit of a cleanse, maybe you've eaten something and perhaps you are starting to have some aches or something in your mouth, or anything like that, you could literally just put one of these in your mouth. You could bite it and then enjoy the taste of the On Guard, or you could swallow it, whatever you wanted. I also have a friend who actually puts this in her hand, like so. Oh, I don't know whether you can see it. I'll do it this way maybe. Oh, no, it keeps falling off. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'll show you what she does. Now it's gone into my t-shirt. So what she does is she actually squeezes it, and then she has 1/4 of a drop of oil straight there. So she doesn't actually have to be going anywhere with any of the liquid form, because she has it in the beadlets, and then she uses it that way. So if I would squeeze that now, I would have 1/4 of a drop in my finger. And so what you could then do is you could rub it in your mouth, or you could just put it on your throat or under your nose if you're traveling. So it's a really clever way to not have the liquid. So for traveling, that's quite a good idea, because this is absolutely fine to go through security, because it is not a liquid in this form. But as soon as you squeeze it, you do have the actual oil with you. Same goes with the peppermint beadlets. I love to do a beadlet in my mouth and bite it, and it just gives that super refreshing taste and even smell, and my digestive system, it goes straight through when I swallow it. So it's very good to have at hand as well. When perhaps you have gone to a restaurant and you've eaten a little bit too much and you might be a little bit uncomfortable, then that would obviously also be a great one. So as I said, the beadlets and the peppermint beadlets, both of them tremendously beneficial to have at hand at all times. And look, it fits perfect in your bag. It doesn't weigh anything, very handy to have. And again, I'm not 100% sure how much the beadlets are, because I tend to just get little things like that with my points so that I don't actually pay for them. But again, fits perfectly in my little bag, and we still have loads of space left. The next thing in my DIY kit, like my first aid kit basically, is a roller, a small one, of TerraShield. So TerraShield is our oil that is the repellent blend. So this will be very handy if you go anywhere and perhaps all of a sudden you hear a mosquito. You could literally just open the roller, put some on your wrists, or put it on your ankles, or whichever areas that have been or that are exposed to mosquitoes or bugs or anything like that. I find this tremendously helpful in the summer, and when the temperatures are very, very hot on the island. We sometimes go out and I'm wearing a skirt or I'm wearing shorts, or even when we're on the beach, some of the bugs start appearing, and having this at hand is so useful. So again, another little one that goes into my little kit. And then I think I'm going to move towards our oils. So it's always very, very difficult to pick 2 or 4 or 8 or whatever. I have a couple here standing. I'm going to show you as well how I have them. You could put them into this little bag, which, you know, if you use any of the sample drams, which are these ones here, I have loads of those at home. If anybody ever wants to buy any, just let me know. doTERRA also sells them in the back office. I think it's a quantity of 72 at a time that you buy, and they are about 15 euros. I tend to buy them like that. That's why I always have little bags left. But if you just want one of these little bags with, like, I think it's 12 that come in each bag, I'm happy to sell you some as well. So these are 5/8 of a milliliter. So that would be probably maybe like 2 milliliters in total. And then we have our top that goes on top, and then we have our little screw top that goes on the top. And so what I do with these is I tend to have all my favorite oils. I put probably about 15 to 20 drops of my oil in this dram, which fills it up about a third, maybe half. You could, of course, fill it all the way and always have the same ones. That is totally fine as well. But you could just start off with a couple of drops, and then as it empties out, you just refill it again. I personally prefer to have this at hand. So again, something you can buy in your back office. I think it costs €6. And look, it fits 8 of these sample drams. And actually, if you buy this little bag, it actually comes with 8 of these empty ones that you could then use. So the ones that I have in mine, and I always travel with them. So I have peppermint, lemon, melaleuca. I do have Slim and Sassy, Digest-Zen, On Guard, Breathe, and lavender. So as you can see here, those are the ones that I have. I'm also going to show you really quickly, because I always travel with 2 of these. They don't weigh much, but I have one which is my top 8, basically. You know, I don't have frankincense because I tend to have frankincense actually in a bottle when I travel, but in my bag, I don't tend to have that with me. And so my second one, you probably might be able to guess, is my emotional oils. So I will always have my balance with me. I will always have my wild orange with me. And then depending on perhaps the situations that might arise when I'm out and about, I have my motivate, my cheer, my passion, which I absolutely love as perfume, the peace, the console, and the forgive. And again, as you can see, very tiny. It fits in your hand. It's even smaller than your hand, if you can see. And just having these 2 with me all the time just makes me feel more at ease. Like whatever situation arises, I do tend to have something there. So these, you could literally keep them out of this little bag and add them into this one, which would be totally fine. And they will fit, because that's what I did for quite a while. And then I discovered these and I was like, this is the way that I'm using them. Also, this is normally to clip onto like a pocket or whatever. I have done that in a backpack when I'm traveling on the train, just so that I can easily reach my On Guard. But the last time that I've actually used them, like this one, for example, doesn't have that anymore, the little clip, because I have them in my purse instead. A few other little really quickly ones, the ones that I really feel are the ones you should have with you. Lavender, because obviously, as we've learned now, fantastic for any type of skin irritation. I have the lemon, peppermint, and lavender combo in my first aid little kit all the time, just in case I'm out and about and I fall victim of some allergies that come up all of a sudden. I always have these 3 together, and then I can put a drop of it in a glass of water and I'm absolutely sorted straight away. Another oil that I really feel you have to have with you all the time is the one that we saw this morning, our beautiful Digest-Zen. Great for anything digestive. So it's a very good one to have at hand when you're out and about. You might have drank something that didn't really sit well, or you might have eaten something. So again, Digest-Zen, absolutely fantastic, and definitely one you do not want to be without. And then our On Guard, one of the ones that you just have to have. But as I said, if you have the beadlets, then obviously you're sorted. You don't have to worry about having any liquid with you, or you could just put it in one of the sample drams and then you have that with you as well all the time. The last 2 that I want to mention really quickly, because I find them very beneficial, especially when you're going somewhere. So this little DIY, this little first aid kit that I put together right here in front of you is for everyday use. The next 2 I really want to share with you really quickly before the end of this, just because they are very beneficial also during like everyday life. But I find them very good when we're out and about and we're in places where we're not home, for example. The first one is Digest Tap. So it's basically our Digest Zen oil, but in a tablet form. So many people have told me in the past, oh, you know, it is so nice to actually go back to having like a tablet or of some sort. Then this is basically your Digest Zen oil in a tablet form. Very potent. Like I sometimes take these when I'm, you know, at home and I just want to kind of change from the oil to something else. I recommend you swallow them. You can bite them or like let them dissolve in your mouth, but it's very strong. But very effective, obviously, you know. So these ones are really handy to have maybe in your first aid kit again, just in case you're out and about. You could have a little extra bag in here, like a little plastic bag that has maybe like 4 in there. So that's very handy to have. And then the one that I really want to recommend people, if you travel or if you're going places and you're someone that tends to, you know, not sleep well or not get a good rest if you are in a place which isn't known to you, or like it's sleeping in a different bed, this is my new best friend. I've only recently started using them, literally a couple of days ago, because the Itovi told me I needed it, and I could not love this product anymore. We have been using the Serenity oil for many, many years, ever since the beginning, really. It's in our diffuser every single night. But these are actual soft gels, and they look like that. There we go. They're beautiful. They look a little bit like that crystal that you can get. What is it? Tiger eye, something like that. Sorry, I'm rubbish with crystals, but it's very, very pretty how the color of it. And so these are all the oils that are in the Serenity blend. You take 1 to 2 soft gels about 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you go to bed, and the sleep that you will have is just tremendous. So this is very handy if you're traveling, as I mentioned, and you are going to an area which is a different time zone to you. This will help you with your jet lag, or even on the plane, if you're going overnight somewhere, but you are going to kind of be messed up a little bit by the time difference, then take one of those as soon as you sit down on the plane. I have friends that actually say, no, you've got to take 2. It says here, take 1 or 2. So you could choose. That choice is yours then. And you will actually get a good night's rest on the plane without having to fidget and get uncomfortable. So I just wanted to mention this one again as well. But there we go. We have our little kit, our little first aid kit. Everything's in here. There's still space left, so you could put the samples in there as well. Look, I'll show you. There's still quite a lot of space. And we have our oils as well. You could take as many or as little as you want. Even if you just have 4 and you put them in this bag, you are good to go. And no matter where you go out of the house, you will always have that confidence that you have your oils and your little things with you. If you want to add some Band-Aids or like plasters to this and anything else that you feel should be in a first aid kit, do so, you know. But it's just really nice to have this with you at all times and know, okay, whatever situation comes up, I'm okay because I have all of this stuff. Thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting. I also want to thank everybody for your input so far in Oil Camp. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's the first one that we're doing, so it's super excited for me and some of the other coaches to watch all of you guys, get to know each other. And I just want to thank you all for taking the time every day to actually look at all the videos and all the posts. So thanks ever so much, and see you soon.